Start this morning's practice in a downward facing dog. Yeah, downward facing dog. So take up some room on your mat to do that. Hands are as wide as the mat, index fingers are forward. Feet are roughly hips width distance. And then bend behind your knees as much as you need. So you get some space to lift your hips way, way, way up off your shoulders. Let your head just be free. Just breathe. Plug your thumb, your index finger, your baby finger down into the mat. Firm your outer triceps in and let the shoulders move gently away from your ears. Good. So draw a lot of attention to your thumb and your index finger and the outer part of your hand as you plug down. Roll forward to plank. Lead with your chest when you go from dog to plank. Yeah, when you lead with your chest, you just want to make sure your neck stays very neutral. So I always find my dristi, my focal point, at the front skinny edge of the mat. That's kind of a good little spot. No, you can modify. So if this is too much immediately, drop your knees to create support. Create a nice straight line of energy from the crown of the head to your heels and from your heels to the crown of the head. And then I'll encourage you this morning to bring a little bit more weight forward on your tippy toes. So you're still in plank and you're hugging into the center line of the body. Arms are straight, legs are straight, hips up and back dog. Good, try it again, roll forward plank. Draw the waist up, plug the thumbs and the index fingers in. Yeah, drop your knees down. Keep your toes curled into the mat like I'm showing here. Bend your elbows in half at most, that's it. It could be a micro bend too, supported chaturanga, your belly draws in. Re-straighten your arms, supported plank. Good, try it again, bend your elbows in half, supported push-up. Re-straighten your arms, supported plank. One more time, bend your elbows, supported push-up. Re-straighten your arms, supported plank, lift the knees, plank position. Hips up and back dog. Good, roll forward plank, hug your right knee towards your navel. You can do this subtly if it's too much for your body. Wrap the outer triceps in. Look forward, land your right foot forward and through, come to your fingertips, drop your back knee at an angle, keep the toes curled. This is going to help activate the hamstring more. Crawl your hands up to the top thigh, knee area. Walk your hands up, creep your hands up towards the sky. Supported lunge. Yeah, get a little heavier in your front thigh so the back leg is on a strong angle. I keep the toes curled. Yeah, lift from your hip points up, energetically reach your fingertips. And breathe. Place the hands down to frame your front foot. Activate your back leg. Keep your right foot where it is. Turn your back foot on a strong angle. Cartwheel open to a warrior two. Take a wide stance in warrior two. So if you're no longer looking at the camera, that's okay. I'll just guide you the best that I can through my voice. Yes. Wrap your inner right thigh open. Have your side ribs straight up and down. Breathe your collarbone and your arms very open. Activate your back left leg. Personally, I look down the center. I just find it easier on the neck, but your dristi can be anywhere that works for you. Just make a solid connection with not kind of bouncing around the room. Lengthen your tailbone and hold. Spread the toes a little wider, anchor a little bit deeper. Keep the shape of the lower half of the body, reach out with your right hand. Place your hand on the outside, use a block, place it super high. If you don't have a block, rest your arm on the top of the thigh for this morning's efforts. This is fine. Left arm's gonna stretch up or it's gonna wrap up and forward. Hand can also be on your hip if something funky is going on in your shoulder. So there's always a way to back out at every single movement that we do on our mats. Grip your right hip in. Yeah. And turn your right ribs up towards the ceiling. Think of your left arm like a bow and arrow. Yeah. Anchor your left foot and reach through your left fingertips. Good. Slide the left arm up, grab somewhere on your front right shin and straighten your leg for a little supported triangle here. Yeah, so pull up somewhere on the front of the right shin. You could always walk your feet in a little tighter. Lead with your left arm, look up with your eyes. Yeah, so your left arm is shooting straight up towards the sky. Your right hand is resting somewhere on your right shin or either the block to the outside of the calf. Anchor through your feet, squeeze your inner and outer thighs, and hug your hips under you. Lengthen your side ribs and breathe. Look to the floor, circle the hands down, peel the left heel, you're in a low lunge. Rebend that left knee and swing it out to the side like this. Left hand's gonna tent or come flat, right arm's gonna open. It's a version of side plank. Your left knee is down, your right leg is lifted. Your left knee is down, your right leg is lifted. You're stacking your two arms on top of one another. Breathe the right leg up, only hip height. You got it, perfect. Look to the floor, plank position. Halfway to a push-up, chaturanga, or drop your knees. Slide yourself to your first up dog or cobra, depending on you. Press strong to the tops of the feet. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Roll forward plank, hug your left knee in. We're gonna move a little different today. Like, you know, the sun salutations are great, but sometimes we get stuck and they get in the way. Look forward with your eyes, land your left foot all the way forward and through. Come to your fingertips and just do your best. Drop the knee, keep the toes curled, walk your hands up the front of the thigh, give it a little love, and then slide the arms up. That heater does a good job in here, right? Oh my God. We got this little heater from Costco, I'm telling you, it's warm in here. Yeah, get a little heavy on your front thigh. Hip points move up, fingers reach up. The back toes are curled. Yeah. And if you ever feel like your knee is kind of jamming into the mat, slide the thigh back a little. Yeah. Another breath. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Activate your back leg. Keep your left foot where it is. Turn your back foot on a strong angle, your heel to arch. Cartwheel open, warrior two. Warrior two. Yep. Get heavy in your thighs. Let your tailbone drop, spread your collarbone. You could shut it off. Breathe across the collarbone. We're starting to undress here. Yeah. Roll and wrap your left thigh open. Yeah. Pick something to focus on and just maintain steadiness for just a few breaths. I'm not holding these beginning poses for super long. They may feel like an eternity, but we're not holding for that long. Reach with your left hand. So either use a block to the outside of your foot, yeah, any height, or arm on the top of your thigh. You decide. Right arm reaches up or right arm can wrap up and forward. Like a bow and arrow. There's a hugging in of your left hip and a turning of your bottom ribs. You can always modify. This is a great support right here. This is awesome. Soften the left shoulder and breathe. Make sure that there's not a big space between your arm and your left knee. Yeah, the outer part of your leg and the inside of the left arm make a connection. Just bring your eyes down for a second. Grab somewhere on the front of your front shin and straighten your leg out. Slide your right arm straight up, triangle. You can always scoot your feet in a little closer if the stance doesn't work. Yeah, so the pulling up on the arches and the outer blades of your feet, your side ribs are long, and you're stacking your body. Breathe and maintain calmness and steadiness. Look to the floor, circle the hands down. Yes, you're in a low lunge. Your left leg is forward, your right leg is back. Drop the right knee on an angle. Pivot the right toes out. You can tent the right hand and open up into a little baby side plank. This is my favorite way to take a side plank. Yeah, side ribs are long. You can stack. If you're okay with grounding your palm, you do that. Yeah, the right hand has to be like a smidgen forward. So it's not directly underneath the shoulder, it's like a little bit forward. Breathe. Look to the floor, plank position. Halfway down to a push-up chaturanga, drag yourself to an up dog or baby cobra. You can skip any of this. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Look to the top of the mat, step or float your feet there. Long spine on an inhale breath, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, just push the round button in the center. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Here we go. Arms slide straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare you. Step or float through your version of vinyasa. So it could just be plank to a push-up, to an up dog, or go right back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Full breath out. So loud. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top of the mat. Get there light. Long spine. Weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Ground yourself. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Keep going. Arms reach up. Dive over, bent knees. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare. Step to plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Press through the tops of the feet. Hips up and back. Downward facing. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Look to the top. It's okay. Step or float your feet there. You were ready to roll. Long spine on an inhale. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. One more. Arms reach straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Everyone's doing a little something in their little box. Long spine, prepare. Step to plank. It's okay. Step to plank. Then lower halfway to a chaturanga. Pull yourself through a smooth up dog. Press strong through the tops of the feet. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. So if you don't have blocks or something that you can use as a block, bring it to the top of your mat. If you have two, that's great. You can have it going the high direction. So it'll look like this. All right, everyone's in a down dog. You're gonna slide your right foot forward into a low lunge. And you're gonna come up to a crescent lunge. It's gonna look like this. And just do the best with the movement. It's a little bit different today. Yeah. Your arms are gonna slide back like a set of wings. You're gonna push off into warrior three. If you need balance support, you're gonna use the blocks like I'm demonstrating here. If you don't, your arms will be sliding straight back. Little bend behind your right knee. Square the left thigh off, turn the toes down, and lift the heart a little higher. Bring your hands to your hips, everybody. Yeah, see if you can do it. Press up to stand and cross your left ankle over your right thigh. With your hands on your hips, you're going to sit in a little baby chair and flex your left foot strong. Just do the best. If you feel like you're tight, the good news is we're going to do this several times until we get a little bit more open. Steer the hips back and flex your left foot strong, and give your hands and your hips like press down. So you're giving yourself some energy. With your hands on your hips, you're going to press off and slide the left leg back into warrior one. Walk the right foot a little over. And it can be a little messy in the beginning. That's okay. Crawl the arms up when you think you're ready. Back toes on a strong angle. Bend deep into your front thigh. Spin your left ribs forward if you can. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Move through a vinyasa or go to a dog. Once you get to down dog, land your left foot forward. Come up slowly, crescent lunge. Start with your arms up. Breathe. Good. Arms drop back. Chest comes forward. Launch off warrior three. You can always use the blocks, guys. They're underneath your shoulders. Steer your right thigh down. Lift your heart a little higher and bend behind your left knee. Flex the right foot strong, strong, strong. Bring your hands to your hips wherever you are, or at least try. Your hands can stay down too. Press up to stand and cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Sit into a little chair. Use your hands and press down. Yeah, and if you need to slide your foot up because it's falling, you do it. Just try. Look forward with your eyes. Strong flex of the right foot. Yeah. Breathe. So you're going to keep your hands on your hips. You're going to press to stand and slide the right leg back. Warrior one. Arms reach up once you come back. You got it. Outer blade of your back foot presses. Hands come down. Through vinyasa or right to a dog. Up dog pulls you through. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Look to the top of the mat. Step or float your feet there. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair. Weight moves into your heels. Press up to stand. Drag your hands to prayer. From the top, here we go. Arms slide up. Sit deeply into chair. This chair feels easier than the other chair. Dive over, bend knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips. Prepare you. Step or float through a vinyasa. Up dog. Hips up and back, down dog. So we're going to do it again and I'll walk you through. Don't go too fast. Right foot forward. Crescent lunge. Sometimes slowing things down is better for your mind anyways. Arms drop back. Chest leans forward. Push off warrior three. Grip your right hip in strong as you do it. You have to bend behind your right knee a little. Hands to your hips if you can. Press to stand. Don't let your left foot touch. Cross the ankle and sit into a little chair. Give your hands and your hips some energy. Flex the left foot strong. With your hands on your hips, press off. Land your left leg back. Warrior one. Just do your best. Crawl your arms up. Hands come down. Vinyasa. Upward facing, smooth. Hips up and back, down dog. Left foot lands. Crescent lunge. Take your time, I'll wait for you. Arms drop down and they reach back. Chest leans forward. Launch off. Warrior three. Steer the right thigh down and bend a little into your standing left leg. It helps. Hands to your hips. Press to stand, cross the right ankle. Flex the foot and sit. Press your hands into your hips and sit down. Flex the right foot strong. Press into the left leg and push off. Warrior one. Crawl the arms up. Hands to the floor. Vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Smooth. Hips up and back. Down dog. Breathe. Breathing your down dog. Look to the top of the mat. Step or float your feet there. Long spine on the inhale. Keep the weight forward. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair. Weight moves into your heels. You can always separate your feet in chair too. Press up to stand up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. One more time. Here we go. Arms reach up. Sit deeply, chair. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, prepare yourself. Step or float through your vinyasa. You can always just go to a down dog and hold. Yeah, the up dog is a back bend though. Hips up and back, down dog. Together we move, right foot forward, crescent lunge. Arms drop by your side body, lean out enough that you can push off. Warrior three. Grip the right hip in strong, flex the left toes. Take your hands to your hips, press to stand, see if you do without your left foot touching, cross the ankle, sit into this little chair, ankle to knee. Press the hands into the hips to get a little lower, flex the foot strong. Little up dog in your chest. Press into the standing right leg and slide your left leg back. Warrior one, arms crawl up. Hands to the floor, vinyasa or two dog. Left foot lands when you are ready. Crescent lunge. Arms drop down, lean out, press off. Warrior three, flex the back foot. Soften behind the left knee. You got it. Hands to your hips without the right leg touching, cross the ankle and sit into chair. Flex the foot. You got it. So you guys are looking better than the first one. With your hands on your hips, press to stand and slide your right leg back. Warrior one. Crawl the arms up. Hands to the floor. Vinyasa. Upward facing, point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing. Step your right foot smack in between your hands. Turn your back foot at an angle. Cartwheel open, warrior two. Yeah, you were here before. Get heavy in your front thigh, let your tailbone drop. Reach out with your right hand, slide it to the outside of your foot. Use a block or arm to top the thigh. So you decide. Wrap the left arm up and over, or have the arm straight up towards the sky. Grip the right hip underneath you and turn your bottom ribs. Breathe. Good, so wherever you are, you're going to look to the floor, the left arm up, the left hand to your hip. You're going to slide the block forward, float up into half moon. You can do half moon with your hand on your hip, guys. You can also go to a wall and lean against the wall. The block is a little off to the right. Grip the right hip underneath you and then maybe slide the left arm up. Lift from your inner thigh like we did in that little baby side plank. Breathe. Soften behind your right knee. Turn the side ribs open. Look up with your eyes if you can. Good, the transition's its own pose. Do your best. Take a giant step back triangle pose. Pull up somewhere in the front of the right shin. Sorry. Slide the left arm up. Look up. So now there's like a lift of your waist. Breathe. And let the collarbone spread open. Look to the floor. Circle the hands down. You're going to lean onto your left hand for a Shavasana side plank. Yeah, you can always have your top leg bent in half with the right arm up towards the sky. You can also stack the 2 feet or stagger the feet. Either way works. Yeah, you got it. Think of your top foot, Emily, as like warrior two. Yeah. So breathe your bottom hip through your top hip up towards the sky and see if that gives you a little more space. Plank position. Move through a vinyasa or always just go back to a down dog. It's okay. When you get to your downward facing dog, land your left foot forward, circle open, warrior two. I can't believe how windy it is. Oh my God. Some of you are in your basements, you don't see what's happening outside. Warrior two. Find your warrior two, get the positioning of your feet, then reach out with your left hand and slide your hand to the outside of your foot. Block can go any angle or arm on the top of your thigh. Right arm can slide straight up or wrap up and forward. There's a turning of your bottom ribs, a hugging in of your left hip. You're continuously breathing. Stay with it. So wherever you are, the right arm slides up. The hand's going to come to your hip. You'll look down. I always move my block on the highest setting. And from here, I float up half moon. The block goes a little bit off to the left, and then the right arm can slide up. Standing left foot has to be forward and straight. Hug the hip in nice and strong. Lift from your inner thigh. Stack the two shoulders and find extension. If you fall out, just come back and try again. Two more breaths. Look down, transition slow, giant step back into triangle. Do it slowly. Pull up on the front of the shin and slide the right arm up. There's a lift of the side ribs and a little bend behind your left knee. Stack the two shoulders neatly on top of one another and breathe. Nice work. Look to the floor, circle the hands down, lean onto your right hand, Shavasana on the other side. You can stagger the 2 feet. You could bend your top leg in half. This is a nice alternative. You're continuously lifting from your bottom hip through your top hip and stacking the 2 arms. Lift a little higher. Plank position. Move through a chaturanga. Drag yourself to a smooth up dog. Point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Drop to your knees. Take child's pose, 5 breaths. When you go to child's pose, turn your palms open and rest the front of the forehead to the ground and spread your lower back across the tops of the feet. Breathe. Slide your arms forward, anchor the hands, curl the toes into the mat, and press to a dog. You're doing great. Aren't we having fun? You can't even talk back to me. Yes, awesome. It's an awesome Friday. So look to the top of the mat, step or float your feet there. On the inhale, long spine. On the exhale, fold. Sit into chair. So if lower back is sensitive, I'll just remind you to separate your feet, Amy. Yes. About hips width distance, you're doing fine. Less is more in this practice. Even if you feel like you're not doing everything, you're doing something. Remind yourself of that. Slide your hands to prayer heart. Nancy, you're not doing this. You're just gonna stay and hold like you're in a porta-john. Yeah. Inhale the breath. You're gonna twist to the right and hook the elbow. Yeah. Weight stays in your heels. So if something's going on, guys, in your body and you can't hook, you stay up and you hover, or you just stay in chair and you breathe and maintain. Weight is in your heels. You got it. Make sure that your left knee doesn't wrap forward, which is the hardest part. Stay with it. Come through chair. Yeah. Let's do it. Take it to the other side. Drag your hands to prayer, hook, and twist the other direction. Just stay and hold. Watch that the right knee this time doesn't wrap in front of the left. You're a little too wide, Amy. Bring your feet roughly hips width. That's a little wider than hips width. Bring them a little closer. You got it. And then just sit into chair and hold. If you're hooking your elbow, make sure that the whole side of your body isn't wrapping forward. You're staying very even. You got it, Natalie. Yeah. Think of your hips sliding back and the weight staying in your heels. The spine is long. Come through chair. Get a little heavier in your legs. Some of you have been there for like a minute or two. Shoot up to stand up. Drag your hands to prayer. It never gets old. Doesn't matter how long you've been doing yoga. That pose is a bitch. Yeah, stand up nice and tall and just pause for a second. So we're going to work on a little balance here. You're going to pull up on your right leg and grab below the kneecap, interlace the hands. This is a good place to be today if you feel that your balance is a little off or you're nursing an injury. The next step is to grab the big toe. A lot of you can do this too. Your hand will stay on your hip. If you can extend your right leg forward, the leg that's going forward can have as much bend as you need. The standing left leg is the straight leg. Left arm slides up. Draw the right shoulder back into the socket and stand up very tall. Fix your eyes on something that's not moving. Good, and then take it into a twist. You can grab the outer part of your foot, the outer part of your knee, wrap the right arm back. So you can just stand up and you can just stay very open like this, Nance, and you can just work on keeping the leg very lifted and breathe your collarbone open. Any variation of standing leg raise into dancing Shiva. Breathe the chest open, slide the right arm back. Good, come around to center, arms up, leg up. See if you can keep the lift of the leg. Bring your arms up. You're gonna reach down with your right hand, grab your ankle and slide into tree. Slide the arms up. You need to gather the hands into prayer first, that's fine. And then bring the arms up, hug the hips in. Fix your eyes and find stillness. You can fall as many times as you need to. Yes, it's yoga. The last little bit of this, maybe look up a little higher with your eyes. Hands to prayer, step down, stand. So however that went, just put it past you. Right leg strong, bend your left leg, grab below the knee. This could be the pose for the next couple seconds, minutes, whatever. Hook the big toe, right hand to hip. This is the next step. If you feel like you're going into your lower back, back off. Extend the leg forward and through. Left leg, my leg is not nearly straight, it's half bent. Right leg is strong, right arm will draw up. Any of these variations that work for you. Fix your eyes, hold and breathe. Left shoulder pulls back into the socket. Switch the grip. Any of those variations, leg can stay bent, leg can stay straight, left arm can wrap back. You can stay upright and just pause. The goal here is to look back and look into your left hand. Pull around to center, arms up, leg up. See if you can really get the leg to lift. Lift it, lift the ribs, lift the arms. Reach down with your left hand, grab your ankle and see if you can bend your left leg into tree. It may not be so seamless. Arms slide up. Yeah, if you need to restart again, restart. Grip the hips in strong and then fix your eyes, find stillness. Hands to prayer, step down. Feet or hips width distance right here, you're at the top of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips. Keep the right leg where it is, slide the left leg back. Right hand on hip, left arm extends up, inhale the breath, come halfway down, then come the rest of the way down. Personally, I like this pose with a block on the instep of the foot, placed high, right hand then will slide to the flat part of the back. Nancy, you're just gonna stay very upright, and breathe your chest forward and work on grounding your legs and firming things up. That's it. Twisting triangle for everybody else, stacking the two shoulders. Let's see how that looks. So whenever we twist in this pose, the bottom shoulder always gets a little abused. So make sure the shoulders are not turning in. And how do you know? It's hard to know from your little box, but high up on that block is helpful. Maybe even up on the fingertips. Yeah. Perfect, right there. Twist a little deeper. Good, and then you're just gonna fold over the right leg and fold. Maybe here, what you wanna do though, is walk your hands out a little further than you think. Yeah, like slide them out a little further. You may need to bend your right knee to do this. And then fold a little deeper, hug the hips in. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Spring forward so your feet are hips width distance. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Slide your hands to your hips and slide your right leg back. It's like a little baby warrior one. Hip points are forward. Left hand on hip, right arm extends up. Inhale the breath. Lengthen out of your waist. Exhale the breath. You can come halfway, pause here, or come the rest of the way down. Use a block in the instep. Yeah. Hand slides to the flat part of the back. You want to almost steer your hips back, anchor through your legs, and then stack the shoulders the best that you can. This is a pose that when you get to it, you shouldn't feel like you're suffering. You should really feel that you're in the pose. If you're suffering in the pose, back out, do a little less. Imagine someone's got you by a rope around your waist. They're pulling your hips to the back edge of the mat. The spine is staying long and you're twisting a little deeper. One more big breath in, stay with it. Exhale the breath, fold over your left leg. So fold first and then walk your hands out further and let your head drop. Breathe your hips up as you do this. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Here we go. Spring your right foot forward. Long spine on an inhale. Exhale, fold. Walk your feet together if they're not already there. Sit again, share pose. Drop your seat all the way down. We're coming to boat Nabasana. I like taking boat with the hands down. If your hands are shorter, you can tense your fingertips a little further out. Everybody bend their knees and work on lifting your chest up, okay? Collarbone nice and open. And think about drawing your thighs to your stomach. Lift through your collarbone and your chest and really ground your core. Engage your core. Keep your fingertips down or your palms flat. You're gonna lower to an Ardha Navasana. It looks like this. You can hover. This is the most deep. You can come anywhere with your legs that works. The legs can be straight up, Amy. Press the hands down, scoop out the belly, look up. Palms press, Navasana, pull yourself up. I see a little head pop up. There we go. It's so funny. Ardha Navasana. Here we go, guys. Navasana. Ardha Navasana. Navasana. Ardha Navasana, lower. Navasana, here we go. Arms up. Lift up out of your waist, draw the belly in, look forward with your eyes. Cross your ankles, step back, plank position. Listen, drop to your forearms, forearm plank. Hold. You can always drop your knees if this is too intense. Ride out the exhale, breath, bring more weight forward. Lengthen your tailbone, look forward with your eyes. 3 more breaths. To get out of forearm plank, guys, do this slow. 1 palm at a time, plank position. Pause. Bend your elbows in half chaturanga. Slide into up dog and pause if you can. Breathe your chest open, let the front of the stomach stretch. Hips up and back, down dog. Here we go, we work to this sequence. Have your blocks at the top of the mat if you need them. Slide your right foot forward, crescent lunge. Yeah, arms drop back, chest leans forward. Push off, warrior 3. Have your blocks there. If you need them, use your blocks. If not, you're bending into your standing right leg, your left thigh is turned down, the chest is lifted a little higher. Squeeze your right hip in. Look to the floor, hands come to prayer. Left hand down, right arm up, revolve. Nancy, just stay with your hand on the flat part of your back and keep your spine very, very long. That's all you need to do. Get a little shoulder opening though with your right hand, maybe walking to your right hip. Yeah. Lift from your inner left thigh. And if you're able to twist, look to the right and twist open. Look down, both hands come to the floor of the blocks. Pause. Bend into your right knee, you know what's coming. Hands come to your hips, press to stand, ankle to knee, cross the ankle over the thigh, and sit deep. This time you're gonna get into it a little more, flex the foot. Hook the elbows in front of the front shin, so it looks like this. Your hands can just rest on these blocks. If you're near a wall, you can even lean your butt against the wall. Flex the foot strong. Lead with your chest here. It's almost like you're karate chopping your front shin. Wherever you are with your hands, bring your hands back to your hips. Without the foot touching, press to stand and slide your left leg back, crescent lunge. Yes, if you need to arrange your feet, you do that. You want hips width distance. Crawl the arms up towards the sky. Drag your hands to prayer. Lean out in front of you. Twist to the right. Drop your back knee if you're like, this is, oh my gosh, I don't know what the heck, what's wrong with her this morning. She's on speed. Yes, micro movements, move slow and focus on the leg strength, gripping the outer hips in. Emily, you can walk your right foot a little to the right, and you may feel a little bit more stability in your hips. Play with that. Yeah. And then you almost want to feel like you're leaning back, so the crown of the head lines up with your back foot. Don't even worry about hooking, Amy, if it doesn't feel good. Just stay upright. Another big breath in, ladies. You got this. Look to the floor, plank position. Do this. Lower your knees, your chest, your chin. Sliver forward, baby cobra. Baby cobra looks like this. Your hands slide back, the tops of the feet press. Pause here, baby cobra. Good. Seat to heels, child's pose. Exhale the breath out. Press to down dog. Stay with the flow. You're doing great. Left foot lands, crescent lunge. Drop the arms by the side body. Lean forward, press off, warrior three. Bend a little into the standing leg and pivot the right toes down. You can always use the blocks. Hands to prayer at heart, gaze to the floor, right hand underneath right shoulder. I like to use the block, left hand to the flat part of the back or to your hip. Spine is long. Don't let your back leg drop, twist open. Stack the two shoulders, lift from your inner thigh, twist a little deeper. One more big breath, stay with it. Look down, both hands come to that block for a second, bend deeply into the standing left leg, hands to your hips, press to stand without the right leg touching and cross the ankle over the knee. Sit deeply one last time, ankle to knee. Start to lean out in front of you and karate chop the arms in front of the shin, hands to prayer, where hands can rest on the block. Yes, you want to feel like you're leading with your chest a little bit. Flex the top foot strong, 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 and get in there. Get heavy in the standing leg. Perfect. As you start to lift out of it, do this slow, guys. Bring your hands to your hips first, okay? So as you press to stand, don't let the foot touch the ground. Slide the right leg back, crescent lunge. Crawl the arms up when you get there. Drag your hands to prayer, inhale the breath, hook the elbow, twist to the left. Drop your back knee if you need some support. Stay upright if your lower back is sensitive, and just pause here. Sensation of leaning back is what we're looking for. Get the crown of the head to line up with your back foot and activate your back leg super strong. Twist a little more. Two more. Look to the floor, hands come down, plank position. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Drag yourself through smooth up dog. Hips up and back, downward facing. Slide your right knee forward, half pigeon, thank gosh. And fold. Yeah, fold yourself down and let yourself just melt. So your mind's going to start to wander. That is okay. Just bring it back to the yoga mat. Downward facing dog, slide the left leg forward, half pigeon. A little longer, guys. Let your body just kind of melt into it. So for shits and giggles, let's get out this way. So you're in a half pigeon on the left side. Okay. Bring your forearms down, activate your back leg. It's like you're karate chopping your mat. You can even take your block the wrong direction and hug it. That's helpful. Activate your right leg so my right knee is not touching the floor. I'm going to use all my core muscles right now and slide my left leg back. Hold. Keeping my forearms where they are, start to walk my feet in and up for dolphin. So it's basically down dog on your forearms. If this is really not for you today, you can split your feet apart and just go down the center like I'm demonstrating here. About 8 more breaths. Yes, Emily, that's great because that's just shifting your blood flow, which is what we want. Your hands can rest something on the floor or they can be kind of like ragdoll arms where you grab opposite elbows. But significantly bend your knees so your hips can lift up and the weight transfers forward so you get out of your low back and hamstrings. Fold. If you're in dolphin, tighten it up a little more. Wrap the outer triceps in and hold yourself up. Good. Start to finish it up. You're going to find your way. If you're down the center, you're just going to walk forward into a dog. If you're on your forearms, just press up onto your hands for downward facing dog. Everybody meets in a down dog. Excellent job. Roll forward to plank one last time. Bend your elbows in half for one more chaturanga push-up. Pull yourself for one last up dog and make it a good one. Yeah. Hips up and back down dog. You're going to look to your hands. You're going to hop, maybe slide, maybe skip, maybe crawl all the way through and lay down. You're gonna lay all the way down on your backs. Take your blocks with you guys because we're gonna set up for supported bridge and create legs up the wall, okay? So it's gonna look like this. And everyone always does this the wrong way, it's funny. You wanna set up bridge, bring your block with you. Lift your tailbone up. You can watch me first before you go in, just so you're not looking at me and wondering what's happening. Slide the block any direction that works underneath your low back. I go high, but you don't have to go high. Clasp your hands, puff the chest open, anchor the feet. See how you did? Yeah. So you have to take the bridge first, then put the block there. Yeah. So first do this and practice interlacing your hands and cupping your shoulder blades together a little. And I can't see everyone's block, so just make sure the block isn't digging into your butt cheek and it's in like a place that feels that it's creating a lift. So you want to feel like you're creating a series of back bends in your body here, right? All the work that we've done, we don't want it to go to crap now. Now, you can stay here. If you're ready to lift your legs, do one at a time. It's always good to check in and lift maybe your right leg or your left leg first. I always say right because I'm a righty, but someone could be a lefty and you may have dominant left leg goes up. What I want you to do, Em, is keep both legs up. Bring them both up to the sky. Right leg goes up and stays there. Left leg goes up and stays there. So it's like creating legs up a wall. Yeah, you got it. It's exactly it. Flex your feet. Yeah. And then hold, close your eyes. 30 seconds. You're going to feel your legs kind of moving a little forward and back. That's okay. Just let your head rest on the ground. It's not really an active pose. It's restorative. The blood flow kind of rejuvenating itself. And your breath starting to come back to normal. So bend your knees in half first, and then 1 foot at a time, bringing the feet down to the floor. Then once your feet are down, remove the block and lower your lower back down to the ground. Hug the knees in towards the chest, give them a nice even squeeze. Reach for the outer blades of your feet for a happy baby. If you can't grab the outer blades of your feet, grab behind your thighs. Yeah, spread your lower back. And then hug your knees in, and then keeping your knees together, okay? You're gonna drop your knees together over to the right and your torso a little to the left, just for a very baby supine twist here. And then you'll come up to center, 2 legs together, hips go a little right, knees go a little left, and you take your little twist. Come up to center and slide into Shavasana, which at home is the hardest pose. It's like the master posture because there's 100 distractions in your house. So if you could give yourself another minute to restore, it is truly a gift. Let yourself just rest. Yeah, rest. Now you get to rest. Lay down, close your eyes, and let your body and your mind and your breath just drift.
Take a big breath in. Take a deep exhale breath out. So as you start to come back, no jerky movements, no quick motions, just move slowly, hug your knees to your chest. If you need more time, just ignore me and stay down. When you are ready, you rock yourself up and you come to a final seated position where you sit up very tall and kind of this fresh body. So you did all this work. It was a pretty active flow. We didn't really rest too much. So you should feel pretty restored and amped up. Close your eyes just for a moment, bow your head, always have gratitude. I'm always grateful I get to do this with you guys. Lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste. You go out there and have an awesome day, and we'll try again soon. See you next time.